Hey everyone, we're going to do a really quick practice to strengthen the front of the body through this hollow body position. And this is a skill that comes super handy for inversions like handstands, headstands, forearm plank, or just to have like a strong front body. All right, so we'll start in a tabletop position, our hands and our knees. Just to orient ourselves with the position of the pelvis, we'll do some cat-cows. So inhale, lift the heart, lift the sit bones. Exhale, round the spine, drop the sit bones, relax the neck. Good, and keep going like that at your own pace with the inhales as you cow, lift the heart, and exhale as you cat, round the spine. And just pay attention here, especially to the position of the pelvis in each of these extremes. The way that the pelvis is rotating and tilting in order to either lengthen the front of the body or to lengthen the back of the body. And we'll specifically be focusing on lengthening and spreading the back of the body for a hollow body drills and front body strengthening. So if you want, let's stop in this position where the back is rounded and just really tune into the pelvis. You're dropping the tailbone, you're spreading the back, spreading from the shoulder blades away from each other, spreading the lower back, and just really finding as much space and length through the back side of the body. All right, good. Release that. Let's come to our backs, lying down on our back. And we'll come into bending the knees, tucking the tailbone, and just bringing the arms next to the body. So when you're here, lying down on your back, the knees are bent, really focusing on bringing the lower back to touch the floor. So if you just relax and kind of just come into a neutral, passive position, the lower back slightly lifts off the floor, especially if the legs are straight. But we're just going to start with the legs bent. So start to find that position of the pelvis where you're tucking the tailbone and you're really like pressing the lower back into the mat actively. And then how that automatically begins to engage the front of the body. Bring the palms facing down, and you can also lengthen the back of the neck by slightly bringing the chin towards the chest, but not totally, just to get the back of the head on the mat. Good. And release that. Now let's do that again. Tuck the tailbone, bring the lower back to press into the mat. Now we're going to lift the feet off of the floor. Good. And we'll hold it here for a few breaths to really start to teach the body to be in this position. If this is too much, you can always bring the toes to the floor. Keep pressing the lower back. Feel the front of the body engage and release that. We'll do that again. Tuck the tailbone, lower back comes to the floor. Come onto your tippy toes or lift the feet off the floor. Good. Find your breath. Find deep breaths here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release that. All right, we're going to add another piece here. Tuck the tailbone. Press the lower back to the mat. Come onto your tippy toes or lift the feet. And now lift the shoulders. So we're continuing that spreading of the back, that engaging of the front of the body by lifting the shoulders, lifting the hands, palms facing each other. Good. For 5, 4, deep breaths. 3, 2, you could always have the toes on the floor if you need to. And 1, relax. All right, we're going to do that about 2 more times. Tuck the tailbone, lower back is touching the floor. Tippy toes or lift the feet, lift the shoulders. For 5, deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Again, tuck the tailbone, lower back touches, lift the feet, lift the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. We're going to do that again, and now we're going to stay up, and we're just going to lower the feet down and up 5 times. So we're going to go from the feet here to just hovering the toes on the floor. Don't actually put weight down, just lightly tap the floor, and then come up. And we'll do that 5 times. All right, tuck the tailbone, lower back touches the floor. Knees together, lift the feet, lift the shoulders. Exhale, lower the toes. Inhale, come back up. 5, exhale down, inhale up. 4, 3, exhale, inhale up. 2, keep the lower back touching, and 1, come down. Good, shake it out. All right, we're gonna rock up to seated, and now we're gonna come into Navasana. So first, just hugging the knees and finding that space between the sit bones and the sacrum. Catch behind the thighs, shift back a little bit to come onto the tippy toes, but don't go so way back that you're rounding the spine. So you're having a straight spine for this one, and you're just behind the sit bones. Now bring the arms out to the side, and then maybe lift the feet. Good. 5, 4, draw the lower belly in, so feel deep in the pelvis, drawing in. 3, shoulders down, heart lifts. 2, 1, and release that, let the knees fall out to the side. Okay, we're gonna take Navasana up one level by straightening the legs. Or maybe not, maybe you keep the knees bent, that's okay too. Lift the knees, maybe straighten the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that. And now we're going to combine that into a hollow body position that's a little bit more difficult than the one we were doing before. So I'll show you, and then we'll do it together. So from Navasana, either this Navasana or this Navasana, we're going to lower down to a hollow body position, palms on the thighs, or with the legs straight, or with the toes touching. So that's a modification. And in either of those versions, we're finding that same position that we talked about in the beginning, where you're tucking the tailbone, getting the lower back to touch the floor, and engaging the front of the body. If you feel it's really hard to keep the lower back to touch the floor, maybe go for the modified version. It's better to build the integrity of the technique with a modified version than to try to do the harder version, but you're not really building any sort of, you're not building those patterns for the hollow body skill that we're looking for. You're just kind of like, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, so from Navasana into hollow body, we'll do 5 breaths, come back in, and we'll take a break. All right, Navasana with either the knees bent or the knees straight. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift the heart. 5, lower down, hollow body. 1, keep the lower back touching, keep the shoulders lifting. 3, legs are straight or you're touching the toes on the floor. And 1, inhale, crunch back in. Exhale, release. Let's do that again. Navasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. 1. Now have the option to bring the arms over your head. 2, 3, strong front body. 4, 5. Inhale, come up. Lower down. Let's do that again. Navasana. 1, 2. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. 3, 4, 5. Lower down. 1, 2, 3. Arms can be over your head. 4, 5. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. We'll do 2 more rounds. 1, 2, 3. Relax where you can. 4, 5. Exhale. 1. Lower back touching. Rotate the pelvis under. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1. Let's hold this one for 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 6. Modify if you need to. 7, 8, 9. Lift the toes. 10. Inhale, come up. Go, let's come down onto our bellies into a Sphinx position. Just to release the front of the body. You can make this passive, or you can make this a little bit more active if you want. Deep breaths. Good. And if you'd like to finish off with a quick Shavasana, to just kind of integrate all the work you just did and wind down and recover before you move on with the rest of your day, feel free to do that. Thanks for being here. Namaste.